So I'm basically filming an intro today of a fishing trip that we had 4 or 5 days ago. It was back last week. And the reason I'm talking to you right now is because we went to a new lake and set out some limb lines to catch some eater-sized catfish. And setting out limb lines, contrary to popular belief, is a lot of work. People think it's an easy way of fishing, but by the time you catch enough bait, get your lines set up and everything, it's a lot of work. So we turned the camera on and we got good footage, but we didn't talk a whole lot through the video. So that's why I'm here now talking to you. But I wanted to show you real quick this limb line. There's a couple things I'd have probably done different, or I will do different next time, but basically it's 6 to 7 feet long. You can make it however long you want it, don't really matter. Got probably a 6/0 circle hook here tied on with just a square knot. This staging line like that, square knot is plenty strong enough. The reason I can't remember the exact size, I've had these made for several years. Of course, we got our ID tag on there. Right in the middle, this is probably something I would change next time. I've got, I've been guessing it's a 100-pound barrel swivel. In hindsight, I would have put a heavy-duty snap swivel on the end, and that would have eliminated the tying of 2 knots per limb line. Made it orange so you can see it well. But here's the one thing I wanted to show you guys, and you're probably going to be skeptical of it because we were at first, but oftentimes whenever you go set out limb lines, you got to tie the line around the tree, tie a knot, you got your head stuck up in this limb full of spiders and bugs and ants and all that good stuff. And then when you go back to collect them, you basically just cut them off. Most people just cut them off. So every time you do that, you lose a few inches of your line, and then eventually you got to replace it because it gets too short. So what we did here is we got a loop tied in the opposite end of their limb line, opposite end as the hook. And we've got several different sizes of these carabiners. We always tie our lines to flexible limbs. Let the limb do the work. Same concept as the fishing pole. The fish pulls on that limb and he has trouble breaking anything because the limb's flexible and it wears him out. So I'm going to take you around in just a minute and show you how this works and show you how good it works. We've caught some fish in the 20-pound range on these. Haven't even come close to pulling these loose. All right, we'll see if I can take you around here and show you a little demonstration. All right, so let's just imagine this is the limb you chose to hang a limb line on out on the lake or river. I've got my carabiner on one end. I've got my hook baited already. All I gotta do is come up, clip that behind the fork. That's important. You clip that behind the fork. When fish gets on and pulls, there's no way he's gonna pull that off. And the farther up the limb you can go, and the more forks you can get behind, obviously the better, in case one of them does fail, which it's not going to. Then when you come back to collect your limb line, you pop those off, and you still got everything intact. And over time it's going to save you some money because you're not cutting all your lines up. So anyway, like I said, we got multiple sizes of these carabiners. That way, depending on the thickness of the limb that you're hanging on, you can choose. You want to use the smallest one that'll fit around the limb. That way it decreases the chance of it pulling off. But anyway, we ended up setting out 26 lines. I would have guesstimate that 15 of those had live medium-sized bluegill on them. The others had a cut bluegill or cut shad. We ended up catching one fish the afternoon that we set these out. Then a threat of a storm ran us off the lake for the rest of the day, and we came back daylight the next morning and checked them. And like I said, we got some pretty good footage, but we don't talk a whole lot. But I just now did talk a whole lot, so I probably need to shut up so y'all can watch us catch these fish.
3 times to catch him, so he must be all right.
It's gonna be all right right there.
Oh,
Got one in. You gonna caught a snake-headed hogfish?
Yay, the line.
Perfect. Do what, Lord?
absolutely. We got the one.
We're just in time, too. Let's put another up there. Somebody done had one in this.
That there's got chickens.
Drop him right down through that middle right there.
Bigger one.
Yeah, I'll just put it down here a little bit further.
Bro. Freaking ants all over that thing.
I mean, everybody's got a slam line coming on there.
Ants. Ants.
Oh,
They on you?
all over me.
Good Lord, you killed everybody. Look at the ants on the boat.
They bring you raid. You alright?
I'm getting up. I'm getting up.
They biting you?
No, they
Just crawling. Man.
crawling. Creepy ass.
They're pulling.
Yep.
First fish. Yeah.
Little catfish.
You're just pulling
The
up.
potato chips.
You ain't getting off.
Not a bad fish. Bigger and pretty in it.
Good looking fish. You got him?
Yep. This looks a bait, don't we?
Oh no.
Looks like line number 1 is empty.
Be a pick.
Pick.
Clean.
Okay. I stripped every gear I had right there.
Chewed on. Hit you for 2 days.
Might be a decent fish. Look at that limb, boys. Do what? Channel, yeah. Wouldn't be no bigger than he is. He was pulling, wasn't he? Yeah. Pretty decent little channel.
Yeah.
Little channel.
Take that all day. And switch that around.
It don't, you can pull up on that line some if you need to. I just want to make sure we didn't.
Got a limb shaker right here. Oh yeah. Got another one right here.
Go ahead, look at that. I'll let Shake look at the
Oh my god.
Might as well go ahead and get the ones that's shaking while we're at it. You can't lose now because if you go over it, you win.
Oh yeah. No, was there one back there too?
Yeah.
Or did we get that one?
Not yet. He's not.
Swing the shit out of that.
You good? You need me up there?
Maybe want to work this pretty decent fish here. Oh shit. I didn't look at it. Some more decent fish here.
I'll just let you control it up there.
Alright. Alright. Man, they're a pretty color, ain't they?
Yeah. Damn, I still about missed it. Don't do that very often. He's gonna be on my empty ride all night, ain't he? All right, let's get this processed here.
How many do we have now?
It's seven catfish this morning, and one yesterday makes 8, and then we got the bass. But regardless, if we go over, you still win because you'll be closest.
True.
Because you got the highest number. You can't lose.
Snag is.
Huh?
Snag is.